Memorial University men's volleyball team returns to the friendly confines of Mary E. Mars Gymnasium for the first time since January 16th, and that was one in which the Rail Splitters picked up a 3-0 win over Lees McRae, a Division II opponent. But as we all know, the NCAA volleyball for men has no division, so since that time the Rail Splitters have backed down from no one. They have played some very stiff competition, to say the least. Loyola Chicago, number 5 Lewis, McKendree, Ball State twice, and since then the Rail Splitters have lost 5 straight. Hello and good afternoon, everybody. I am Rusty Peace, and for only the second time this year, the Lincoln Memorial University men's volleyball team plays at home here in Mary E. Mars Gymnasium. This will be our inaugural broadcast of the days of COVID-19, and I say that with a little bit of humor. For those of you who haven't caught any of our basketball broadcasts this year, you don't know that we have to broadcast with masks on. Of course, everybody that comes in Mars Gymnasium undergoes a temperature check. They also have to wear masks, and if you do not, you risk premature exit from Mary E. Mars Gymnasium if you don't comply with rules by the CDC and the social distancing and all the things that go along with COVID-19. Well, in the positive aspect of that, we are playing volleyball, and that is a very big positive. But for the Rail Splitters, the last 5 matches have been extremely difficult. In fact, Lincoln Memorial's men got home last night from their most recent bout with Ball State. That was up in Muncie, Indiana. They got home at 3 a.m. Eastern Time. And so then a quick turnaround here. Now the question is, do they have the energy? Do they have the life about them to come in and take on a very, very good Lindenwood volleyball team, one in which comes in here today at 2-0. Now they have not had the bouts that the Rail Splitters have, but certainly they have made the most of them. And when I talked with John Cash prior to today's pregame warm-ups, he had nothing but the utmost respect for this Lindenwood team, saying that they are extremely good, and this will be a great test for his guys here today to see if they are up for this challenge. They've been up for a challenge all along. When you go back and look at those matches that they've lost, the last 5, they did take a set against Loyola Chicago. They lost that match 3-1. In the last several matches, the 3 in a row, in fact, they went down 3-0, but against Ball State last night up in Muncie, they also took a set there against Ball State. So it has been feast or famine, so to speak, for the Rail Splitters. But, sometimes the home court cures all ailments, and we hope to be the case today. Now, I have been told that Johansson Negron will be out for the match today, and that Pedro Carvalho will not play in set 1. John Cash not going into detail in regard to that, but I suspect some type of disciplinary action. And so with that being said, the Rail Splitters will be in here not necessarily with one shoe on, one off, but not at full strength, to say the least. We're going to take a brief timeout. When we come back, we'll track your starters as Lincoln Memorial plays host to Lindenwood right here on the LMU Sports Network.
From good food to good music, Angelo's in the Gap has your recipe for a good time. Whether it's our signature cuisines, piping hot and fresh from the oven, or our cold selection of domestic beers and other adult beverages, Angelo's blends your taste buds with the finest local music around Wednesday through Saturday night. If you're looking to unwind or to begin pregame, catch Angelo's Happy Hour from 4 to 6 p.m. daily in the vault. Angelo's open 4 to 11 p.m. Monday through Thursday, 4 p.m. to midnight Friday, noon to midnight on Saturday, and noon to 9 p.m. Sunday. Angelo's in the Gap.
The day the world stopped was the day we found where to go. From now on, we're not going to leave anything on our plates because we've learned to savor the moments that were always there, and they never tasted this good.
Commercial Bank is your neighborhood bank. What makes us different from other banks? We understand that every customer has unique opportunities, challenges, and financial concerns. We don't expect you to fit into the same box as the next person or business. Whether it's purchasing a home, saving for your child's future, or planning for your next vacation, we're with you every step of the way to navigate life's big decisions. Commercial Bank, Life made better.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us. That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu.
We don't have time for delays.
Ready!
We don't have time for spills.
Next.
We don't have time for setbacks. Let's be real.
Getting the flu shot
Helps you fight the flu.
Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
Lincoln Memorial University is proud to announce new programs in physical therapy and occupational therapy. Launching in May of 2021, both of these programs lead to a fantastic career where you'll help others improve their lives every day. Located in our state-of-the-art facilities at LMU Knoxville, you'll learn from experienced educators in an interprofessional setting. These full-time programs provide you with a great path to a well-paid and in-demand career in healthcare. At LMU, we've designed programs that will take you from inspired to hired.
Welcome back to Harrogate, Tennessee. As things are affected by COVID-19, this being the second match at home this year, the first broadcast of the season here, there are some things going a little haywire here technically today inside the venue, not with our broadcast, but there is no public address today, so we're getting started a little quicker than we thought we would. For Lindenwood, the roster today, it'll be Phil Schwartz at outside hitter. Alex Pappas will start at middle blocker. Kyle Deutschman will start at the libero. Johnny Winkler at libero as well. Diego Negron will start at outside hitter. Connor Sheehan at setter. A.J. Lewis at outside hitter. And Cal Wirths at middle blocker. The head coach is Joe Koscheff. We'll track the rail splitters here in just a minute. Here's the opening serve, and we are underway in Harrogate. Knuckleball that floats across the net, and the attack by the rail splitters. And that ball dug out of play by Lincoln Memorial's Justin Scharfenaker. LMU on short sleep, to say the least, after that bout with Ball State last night. As I mentioned a minute ago, got home at 3 a.m. There's Dawson Walker for the opening point for Lincoln Memorial. 6'7" sophomore, and you say, well, wait a minute, he was a sophomore a year ago. That's right. The NCAA granting those spring sports last year an extra year of eligibility, so they don't lose anything from then to now. Here's the serve by Foy. And a nice attack by Diego Negron from the outside right post. Probably, if you look at where the rail splitters are lacking most, at this point I would say on the outside, that presence of senior Evan Corey, who's playing professionally now. You know, you can't have a guy like him in the lineup for 4 years, a vital part of the success of this team, lose him and expect to just play on without missing a beat in most cases. That attack, LMU Holler trying to get a tip in regard to that attack by Cole Camposano. And unsuccessful in that, and it's a 3-1 lead now by Lindenwood. Lindenwood out of Missouri, I believe. Only their third match of the season. Here's the serve from Negron. And it'll come off the back line for a service error. Lincoln Memorial as a team comes in hitting right around 224. Lindenwood at 259. And as we mentioned a minute ago, one of LMU's top players is out of the lineup for the moment. That's Johansson Negron. Atia Solomon coming off the floor, checking in for the rail splitters. It'll be Ethan Hubbard. Now, if you notice that he's wearing 18 today, typically wears 19, but he is wearing 18 here in the home unis. Matt Breidenball will wear 19, and he typically wears 18. Service error this time by Lindenwood's Alex Pappas, 6'7" senior out of St. Louis, Missouri. Rail splitter starters for today: Dawson Walker on the middle hitter position and right side. Ryan Foy's at the center. Atia Solomon, defensive specialist. Will Eichen at outside hitter and middle hitter. Jacob Titus at outside hitter. And Cole Camposano starts as well on the outside hitter position. Ethan Hubbard at libero and Justin Scharfenaker on the right side. Coach John Cash in his 4th season at the helm. And here's the serve from A.J. Lewis. 5-3, Lindenwood. Reception back there by Camposano. Back set to the far side. Scharfenaker with a pretty solid attack, and that'll ignite what crowd we have in attendance today. Again, we are limited to numbers. Of course, we are not exceeding those numbers. And everybody enduring a temperature check. They must wear masks today. Other pertinent information taken. Attack by Cal Worths for the Lindenwood point. And again, they keep LMU at distance, leading it 6-4 here in the opening set. LMU has lost 5 straight. Lindenwood has yet to lose a match, but they have not played the competition Lincoln Memorial has. Tipped across by the Rail Splitters' Jacob Titus. Set to the far post, and off the block is the attack by Diego Negron. I believe that was Negron. Could have been Phil Schwartz. 7-4, Lindenwood. This team very long, very deep. A lot of numbers on it. Reception by LMU's Titus, and a block assist for Lindenwood. John Cash burns the timeout. 8-4, Lindenwood on top here in the opening set of the second match at home this year for the Rail Splitters. Let's take a break and we'll be back. This is LMU men's volleyball.
If you love concerts and live theater, going to baseball games, and eating in restaurants, inside, if you love parties and the small talk with the guy who makes you iced coffee the right way, then wear a mask and let's beat this virus so we can get back to the things we love. Mask up, America.
Your officials for today's match: on the stand, Josh Roberts. Down on the floor, Dwayne Holben. Line judges are Jason Jacklet and Frederick St. Hill. Your broadcast crew for this afternoon: your director is Adam Haley with assistance from Caitlin Chadwell. Camera operation by Jessica Jackson and Julia Valls. Floor director is Kyle Naby. And this is a production of the LMU IS department and the LMU Sports Network. Any rebroadcast, reuse, or retransmission of any kind without the express written consent of Lincoln Memorial University, LMU IS, and the LMU Sports Network is prohibited. 9-4 Lindenwood here in the opening set. This is Phil Schwartz holding serve for his team. Foy with the set to the near post. The attack by Titus. And there's Negron off the tip as Lindenwood maintains side out. John Cash talking about the brutal nature of this early season schedule for this team, and really took total responsibility for that schedule. But the positive side of it is that they are playing, as opposed to a year ago when they had all of their lights basically turned out. Tipped across, dug out of the hole by Sheehan. And the joust at the net knocked out of play for a Rail Splitter point. LMU right now taking points anywhere they can get them. On the year, they have 9 blocking errors, if I'm not mistaken. Set to the far post, Negron to the near corner, out of play, right in front of the LMU bench. Negron for Lindenwood comes in hitting at about .225. And that's one of the top hitting percentages on the squad. This time takes a lot off of it. Attack from the middle by LMU's Will Eichen. He went on the attack early. That one set up for him almost, and he saw the open lane. 10-7, Rail Splitters on a run now as Titus will be side out for Lincoln Memorial. Goes to the back line, received by Schwartz, and that one put in play by Lindenwood for the point. The Lions 2-0 and a long way from home as they take on the Rail Splitters in this only match this season. This is Cal Worths to serve for the Lions. Short serve taken by the libero. Solid attack by LMU's Cole Campisano. He is a 6'3" freshman out of Louisville, Kentucky. He attended St. Xavier High School, one of about 50 or so, maybe more than that, in the Louisville area. Short serve by Eichen. Set to the far post, and that one knocked out of play by Diego Negron. LMU on the comeback trail as they have pulled to within 2. Keep in mind they are playing without Pedro Carvalho in the middle and without the services of Johansson Negron. Again, the Lions tallying the point. 12-9, Lindenwood here in the opening set. Short serve taken by LMU's Titus. Set to the middle, punched across, and that will be off the LMU block and out of play. And a solid attack by Alex Pappas. Again, this one tripping the tape. Foy back sets to the far post, and a block assist on the Lincoln Memorial attack by Justin Scharfenaker. Didn't see who made the assist. They were just bodies stretched out tightly, and that's what John Cash has seen a lot of. He and his team for the last several matches. They have faced very big front lines out there, and he was talking about 6'10", 6'9", and actually them just elevating to hit over Carvalho and Dawson Walker. That one punched across, and I think there was perhaps some net contact, or the pin, rather. Lions taking a commanding lead 15-9 here in the opening set, and John Cash burns his final timeout. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back as Lincoln Memorial plays host to Lindenwood here on the LMU Sports Network.
At Holiday Inn, you know you're staying with the best in the business. That's why at Holiday Inn Express of Middlesboro, our goal is to meet your every need, from our standard rooms to our mini and executive suites. At Holiday Inn Express, we're here to make your stay in the area a relaxing one. Start your day with a delicious breakfast, get a workout in our outdoor pool or fitness center, visit with friends on our patio, or tie up loose ends in our business center. Whatever your need, Holiday Inn Express of Middlesboro has you covered. Let us show you why we're a 3-time award winner with IHG. Holiday Inn Express, Middlesboro.
Riddle me this, with all this sizzling meat and crunchy veggies nestled between toasty flatbread, who should get credit for Papa John's new Papadilla? The person who invented pizza or the person who invented folding? Well, whoever it is, a tip of the tongue hat to you, sir or madam. Get a new Papadilla, 4 flavors, just $6 each. Better ingredients, better pizza, better than a sandwich, Papa John's.
Special thanks to Papa John's Pizza with locations in 5 different tri-state area places. John Brock and company, big sponsors for Lincoln Memorial University Athletics. This is Connor Sheehan to serve. Set to Walker, denied by the Lions. Foy tries it again. Nice job up there by Pappas and Negron. And they will keep it on the LMU side of the net and regain side out, or continue side out, as Sheehan has it again to serve. 16-9. Here's Sheehan. High arcing serve. Foy will set to the near post. And this time the attack successful by LMU's Cole Campisano. Campisano saw limited action a year ago, but with the departure of Evan Corey and various other positions being competed for, he is seeing some action here today. Service error by LMU's Ryan Foy. Atia Solomon comes off the floor, switches out with Ethan Hubbard. And once again, this is Diego Negron back to serve. Hit across by Scharfenaker. And a quick poke that time by Alex Pappas for the point right at the feet of one of the LMU defenders. 18-10. Lindenwood right now having their way with Lincoln Memorial here at home, something that has not happened this year. LMU undefeated at home, and this has quite frankly become a very difficult place for opponents to play as LMU has the receiving error. Serve receive so vitally important. Dawson Walker, who's one of your captains for today, over there questioning the official on the podium. In the past, we have discussed serve receive with former Rail Splitter coach Mike Smith of the women's program, and he stressed that as just tremendous importance anytime you expect to have realistic expectations of winning. 19-10, Lions in control of this opening set. Negron with a blistered serve that trips the tape. Set for Walker, tries to locate to the other side, and he is successful. Walker playing his third year technically. Again, limited action a year ago. Here's Camposano. Back set near post. Tipped across and into the teacup by A.J. Lewis, the 6'5 sophomore out of Shorewood, Illinois. And a substitution now for the Lions, as we'll see checking into the lineup, Logan Nash, a 6'3 senior out of Plainfield, Illinois. Coach Kostyv has players from all over the country, but predominantly Missouri and Illinois. A few from Ohio, Georgia, New York, Maryland. Foy sets middle, and there's Walker again. Put that one right in his wheelhouse. Great set by Foy. And re-entering the lineup now for Lindenwood is Alex Pappas. Pappas, that big long frame, 6'7", out of St. Louis. Here's Walker with the serve. That one to the back line. And a solid attack. Holy cow. Vicious by Diego Negron. I believe it was Negron. That might have actually been Worth's. I couldn't, it happened so quickly. I just looked up and saw the follow through, but I didn't get the jersey number. 21-12. And a service error by A.J. Lewis. So LMU gains side out through the error. And this is Scharfenaker to serve. Scharfenaker out of Columbus, Ohio, played at Briggs High School, and he will commit the service error. So the Lions now 3 points from taking a 1-0 lead in this opening set, as Phil Schwartz, the 6'7 junior from Altoona, Pennsylvania, that's somewhere around the Pittsburgh area if I'm not mistaken, will be back to serve. Foy having to scramble to set it. Nice attack by Camposano, and he gets the dig as well. Scharfenaker sets it up, joust at the net, and contact by the Rail Splitters will give it to Lindenwood. This is one of the few matches the Rail Splitters will play at home here in 2021. They have got a brutal schedule. They won't play at home here in Mary Mars until March. That is just unbelievable. Hit to the far corner and out of play by LMU's Jacob Titus. Or was it? Now they're going to say that it was in. I don't think Coach Kostyv necessarily agreed with it, but had it been closer, I think he'd have made more of an issue about it. It's 23-14. Side out staying with the Rail Splitters. And another service error by Lincoln Memorial. And that's where, you know, the serve part of the game is where it hurts the Rail Splitters, because with Johansson Negron out of the lineup, I think he is he leads LMU in service aces on the year with 5. So he's one of the better serves, but I distinctly remember his serves just dropping off the table. They've just got an unbelievable spin on him. Foy, the dump, and gets LMU one more point. It is set point. Walker will return to the lineup. For the Rail Splitters, Will Eichen with side out. And LMU trying to keep the pulse going here in the hopes of a comeback, and they will not do it, as a service error gives the Lions a 25-15 win in the opening set. So one down, and how many to go? We don't know, but we are going to take a break, and when we come back, Lincoln Memorial tries to get even with the Lions after that thrashing in set number one. We're back right after this on the LMU Sports Network.
Whether traveling for business or pleasure, Sleep Inn and Suites of Middlesboro, Kentucky invites you to dream better here. Located at the foothills of the Cumberland Gap, Sleep Inn and Suites offers luxurious rooms equipped with microwave fridge combo, desk, ergonomic chair, wireless internet, and 32-inch flat-screen TV. While staying with us, visit our fitness center, wake up to our complimentary hot breakfast bar, or have a bedtime snack with our fresh-baked cookies. Sleep Inn and Suites, located off Highway 25E, Middlesboro. Whether it's for the big game or a good time, Pappy's is your celebration destination. Locally owned and operated, Pappy's has been serving the area for more than 35 years and has over 500 foreign and domestics to choose from, as well as other craft beers, growlers, kegs, champagne, and a wide selection of wines. Pappy's also carries many of your favorite and hard-to-get snacks, camping supplies, t-shirts, hoodies, koozies, and more. Pappy's even has storage units for rent and carries ethanol-free gasoline. Pappy's, open 7 days a week just off Highway 58 on Station Creek Road, Ewing.
The day the world stopped was the day we found where to go. From now on, we're not going to leave anything on our plates, because we've learned to savor the moments that were always there, and they never tasted this good.
Commercial Bank is your neighborhood bank. What makes us different from other banks? We understand that every customer has unique opportunities, challenges, and financial concerns. We don't expect you to fit into the same box as the next person or business. Whether it's purchasing a home, saving for your child's future, or planning for your next vacation, we're with you every step of the way to navigate life's big decisions. Commercial Bank. Life made better.
Welcome back to Harrogate, Tennessee. Rusty Peace here with you at courtside, and set one now behind us as Lincoln Memorial drops a 25-15 decision. Folks, want to remind you that the Lincoln Memorial University men's basketball team will be back in action at home in Harrogate, Tennessee this coming Wednesday when they play host to Queens University. That will be a doubleheader with the Lady Rail Splitters, as I understand it. Men's action starts at 8. I think the Lady Rail Splitters would start at 5:30 if, in fact, that takes place. Now, they are in action today. I don't know the results of the women's game. They are playing over in Wingate, North Carolina against the Bulldogs of Wingate University in South Atlantic Conference play. We'll try to update you on those scores as they are made available to us throughout the day. LMU trailing 1-0 after the opening set. And if you go back on the statistics, shy of last night's victory in a set against Ball State, LMU would have lost, let's see, 13 of the last, that's not right, 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14. Competition this year about as tough as I have seen it for John Cash and his club. Here's Foy with the opening serve. Floats to the back line and out of play. Nice decision by the Lindenwood defensive specialist to let that one ride. That was Kyle Deutschman, the 6'2 sophomore out of Baldwin, Missouri. And first side out for the Lions by Connor Sheehan. Set for Carvalho, who comes back in, and that one tipped right out of play. And so there you see that presence. That adds that big presence up on the front line. Now, you don't have Dawson Walker in there, but the two have a totally different game. And Carvalho is a guy who is a game changer. Didn't have a particularly good road trip, but had one match in which he played exceptionally well despite the loss, and one in which he was really never even a factor. Foy with the dig. Solomon will set it up. Scharfenaker on the attack, and I don't know if there was a block assist there, but there were two bodies up, and that was Pappas and A.J. Lewis. So side out back with the Lions, and this will be Diego Negron to serve. 2-1 Lions. LMU shuffling on the defensive end. Foy calling the defensive set. Here's Negron. And what a diving serve that one was. Good effort as well by Ethan Hubbard, but you know, you got that one coming right at you. What you can't tell is how quickly it's dropping off, and that one just fell right off the table. Kind of an off-speed pitch, but still had a lot of movement. There's a blistered ball that Rail Splitters converge on. That was Jacob Titus and Hubbard, Ethan Hubbard. Lindenwood just cruising right along. They've not been challenged to this point. Negron with that high arcing serve again. Foy will set to the near post, off the block, and that was the attack by Titus. That'll go out of play for an LMU point. A lot of the younger guys here on the floor have seen limited action over the last couple of years, if they have been here that long, and they haven't figured out yet you can't power through everything. You've got to have some finesse about you every now and then. Carvalho was one of those guys when he first got out there on the floor. This time the attack by Schwartz off the LMU block for another Lions point. Substitutions, or at least changes in the lineup for both teams. Hubbard back in for the Rail Splitters. Back to serve for the Lions. It is Pappas. Received back there by Titus. He'll attack as well. Titus off the block. Nice dig over there by Pappas. And the kill put away by the Lions' A.J. Lewis. They are absolutely throttling it when they get it on a tight ball at the net. 6-2. Lindenwood on top here in the second set of today's solo match. Foy will set for Dawson Walker, who hits into the nylon. And that's going to be a hitting error on the Rail Splitters. A.J. Rizvi will check in for Lincoln Memorial. Foy comes off the floor. Now, Rizvi is a guy who has extensive experience out there. Not really sure why he didn't make the start today, although John Cash is far more knowledgeable of the game than I. Titus with the kill. 6'7", Rizvi is a guy that has now got that right side to his resume. He's out of Edwardsville, Illinois. I've seen him only play the setter position. Scharfenaker with the service error. A lot of those errors today. And once again, side out will go back to Lindenwood, as this will be A.J. Lewis to serve it up. In both sets, the Rail Splitters have fallen in the hole early, and they've never been able to recover. Service error this time by the Lions, and the two trade side outs. Got a good look at Jacob Titus in that shot right there. Scharfenaker with a dig. Rizvi sets to the near post, and the attack put away by Camposano. Camposano is a guy who came in hitting .238, and that is actually most for kills per set on the Rail Splitter squad, so they're setting a lot of balls for him. Came in with a .250 hitting percentage. He was averaging 2.38 kills per set, but he came in with a .250 hitting percentage. 9-5. Rail Splitters just can't seem to pair up a lot of points. They're just not able to get on that roll that you've seen them get on in the past. Back set to Scharfenaker, down the line with a great dig and set by the Lions, but they are not able to keep it across as Dawson Walker was there. I don't know that that one would have cleared the tape had it had a chance, but Walker was there to answer for the Rail Splitters if it did. 9-6. Here's Walker with the serve. Set to the near post. Across the grain and out of play. Was it tipped? I think they're going to say it was. A.J. Lewis with the attack. He used every bit of real estate he had. It went essentially post to corner. And that's good enough to get his team side out. Cal Worth's 6'8" junior out of Edwardsville, Illinois, to serve for the Lions. Floating serve. Camposano to the back corner. Didn't have a lot on it. I think the defender back there thought that it had more than it really did, and it kind of just floated out of play. So A.J. Rizvi, a.k.a. soft serve, to serve it across. Nice dig by Solomon. Here's Scharfenaker down line, and a point to the Rail Splitters. That's what we're looking for. They're trying to get what crowd we've got here involved, and now they're able to pull to within 2 as it's 10-8 side out to Lincoln Memorial, and a little bit of conflict by Joe Kostjeff, the head coach for Lindenwood, as he sends the down official over to talk to the official on the podium. If you remember in the opening set, John Cash had to burn his 2 timeouts already at this point in the set. That's not the case here. LMU really making an argument of the bout. Coach Kostjeff getting the explanation from the down official, and he seems to be at least somewhat satisfied. Rizvi received by Deutschman. Rizvi with the dig. Here again is Scharfenaker. Set to the middle, and a pretty good layout there by Solomon, but Pappas with the kill. Connor Sheehan to serve for the Lions. Short serve taken at the net by LMU's Camposano, but nobody there to answer with the set. Back to a 4-point lead for the Lions. Again, the serve by Sheehan. Camposano there. Scharfenaker from the near post and hits the pin. That's going to be out of play. And you had Evan Corey over there on that other side, that right side. He was just so lethal. He could pinpoint, he could almost direct it exactly where he wanted it to go. Very good with the left hand as well. Rizvi sets middle for Carvalho. Dug out of the hole by Deutschman. And put away off the kill by Phil Schwartz. Timeout Lincoln Memorial, 14-8. Rail Splitters down 6 here in set 2. We'll take a timeout and we'll be back. This is the LMU Sports Network. Welcome back to Harrogate, Tennessee. We're told that in women's basketball action from today, the Wingate Bulldogs upend Coach Devin Carter and the Lady Rail Splitters 79-68 in South Atlantic Conference play over in Wingate, North Carolina. LMU teams, I believe, on the road Monday. I'm not sure about the Lady Rail Splitters, though. Camposano receives, set to the near post. Scharfenaker off the block, and another defender, as he'll get a point back for Lincoln Memorial, and that'll put Camposano back to serve. Rail Splitters fighting an uphill battle on short sleep from last night's match at Ball State. Ball dug out of the hole, set to the middle of the floor, hit across by Scharfenaker. The dig this time by Deutschman, set to the near post, off the block, and a vicious attack once more by Diego Negron. LMU's had no answer for him today, as he has come in hard on every attack that he has made. His percentage has got to be incredible this afternoon. 15-9. Here's Negron with a serve. Rizvi to Scharfenaker, and hit off the back line. He just got a little bit too much of that one. Rail Splitters went down 25-15 in the opening set. You're looking for a run at any time. I think John Cash still has one timeout. But at this point, Lindenwood has had nothing slowing their momentum except errors, and they have had several of those. Another service error for Diego Negron. So that'll put Pedro Carvalho back to serve, 6'7" senior out of Sao Paulo, Brazil. It's that one fat and off the back line. Substitution for the Lions, returning to the lineup, Logan Nash, as he will check in to replace Alex Pappas. Nash will get serve. Down the line, Rizvi will set for Walker, blocked back. Set this time to the near post, and on the downswing, the attack by Jacob Titus gets LMU the point. Titus, 6'4" sophomore. He is out of Hendersonville, Tennessee. He played at Station Camp High School. Scharfenaker to serve for the Rail Splitters. And there's that attack again by the 1-2 duo of A.J. Lewis and Diego Negron. I mean, they have both done a number. They're almost like bookends. And they have both done most of their damage from the right side. Puts LMU in a 7-point hole. Rizvi setting to the near post for Lincoln Memorial's Titus, and it'll appear that that one will find its mark. Not sure what the defensive effort by Lindenwood was thinking on that side of the floor. That one easily in play. Set middle, and solid attack by Cal Wirths. So LMU still trying to recover from that 7-point deficit. Phil Schwartz to serve for the Lions. Rizvi going on the attack, couldn't keep it over. And the joust still staying with Lindenwood. Punched across. Rizvi will back set for Scharfenaker, and I believe, did it get a piece of the net or did it get a defender? John Cash saying it got a defender, but apparently the officials did not see it that way. And so the point will go to, well, now wait a minute. Will it go to Lindenwood? Line judge is not really raising a flag or anything of that nature. Coach Koschev, again, getting the explanation from the official. This is when I wish we had the officials mic'd up. I'd love to hear these conversations. I don't know that you would, aside from the liability of some words being said over the air, I don't know that you would get the. Now they are going to turn it over. So apparently, Lincoln Memorial's argument that it was tipped by the defender was valid. But I don't know that you're going to get the AVCA or whatever coaches or the Referees Association to approve the use of a mic on an official. John Cash just said something to the official about the score. I'm not sure if it's correct or not on the board. But if it is, it's right on. It's right on the TV as well, or on the stream. I know there was a point tallied there, and if it was in favor of Lindenwood, yeah, it's 20-14 now. And I think that's correct. The substitution for the Lions, in for the first time, Brad Brinkerhoff, a 6'5" senior. I think he's out of Hilliard, Ohio. And he'll get served with this trip to the line. Tight ball on the net. Risby stays out of it, and it's poked in and through by Camposano. He came in gliding and knew not to try to power it because the block was there, but he was able to find a chink in the armor. Cal Worth's back in for the Lions, and he will give way to the defensive specialist after the sub. Caught back there by Deutschman, and the attack down the far line, this time out of play by Diego Negron, and that is something that we haven't seen too much from him, and that's hitting errors. Service errors, yes. Hitting errors, no. LMU has pulled to within 4. Set to the far post, Negron across. Solomon can't come up with it, and that point will go back to Lindenwood. 1-0 Lions here in this bout with Lincoln Memorial. Short serve taken by Camposano. The set for Scharfenaker with the left hand. Been a very fragmented match for Lincoln Memorial. They've just not had any rhythm to where they could pair up a bunch of points, but yet they find themselves in a 4-point set here with undefeated Lindenwood. Carvalho with a solo. Nice attack as well by Pappas, but that big 6-foot frame stretched out with the arms makes him about 11 feet tall. And when he jumps, you can count it more than that. That's a mountain to hit over. Camposano to serve once more. Poor reception back there by Negron. And a back row attack by Phil Schwartz into the nylon. LMU has cut it to 2. If the Rail Splitters could just get a little bit of momentum here, which they have at least for the moment, this could turn around quickly. Camposano, unfortunately, with the service error off the back line at a very critical point. Puts the cushion back to 3 for the Lions, and also back there on the service line will be Diego Negron. Out of Guaynabo, Puerto Rico, I think is how you pronounce that. Diving serve towards the LMU press table. Camposano made every effort to get there in time, but just a tremendous serve by Negron. And we have a timeout on the floor. 23-19, Lions lead the Rail Splitters here in Mary E. Mars Gymnasium. Back after this on the LMU Sports Network.
From good food to good music, Angelo's in the Gap has your recipe for a good time. Whether it's our signature cuisines, piping hot and fresh from the oven, or our cold selection of domestic beers and other adult beverages, Angelo's blends your taste buds with the finest local music around Wednesday through Saturday night. If you're looking to unwind or to begin pregame, catch Angelo's Happy Hour from 4 to 6 p.m. daily in the vault. Angelo's open 4 to 11 p.m. Monday through Thursday, 4 p.m. to midnight Friday, noon to midnight on Saturday, and noon to 9 p.m. Sunday. Angelo's in the Gap.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us. That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu.
We don't have time for delays.
Ready!
We don't have time for spills.
Next.
We don't have time for setbacks. Let's be real.
Getting the flu shot?
Helps you fight the flu.
Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you, too.
Looking down the road at the Rail Splitters' arduous journey on the road in men's volleyball action. They go to Tusculum on February 2nd, then King on the 9th, Emmanuel on the 13th, Queens on the 26th, and Limestone on the 27th. That's all before they return home again. That would be March 4th. And that's providing that, that's COVID permitting. We'll say it like that. COVID-19 permitting. Scharfenaker on the attack, far post. He is starting to settle in over there. He has been given the opportunity a number of times today, and he is starting to become a factor, and now into the lineup for the first time for Lincoln Memorial. A young man who normally wears 18, Matt Breidenball, a 6-foot junior out of Brookville, Ohio. Floating serve to the back row. Set to the far post. And that one put in off the LMU block as the kill was tallied by Phil Schwartz. And that pushes us to set point. As Breidenball comes off again and back into the lineup is Hubbard. 24-20, LMU much closer in this particular set, but unable to get over the hump. The attack this time by Titus. And LMU keeps its hopes alive. They have a pulse. Three points down, trying to keep that spark going, and a service ace back there by Scharfenaker right down the line. Couldn't have placed that one any tighter, and a timeout now taken by Lindenwood with LMU down 2, 24-22. We'll take a break and we'll be back. This is the LMU Sports Network.
At Holiday Inn, you know you're staying with the best in the business. That's why at Holiday Inn Express of Middlesboro, our goal is to meet your every need, from our standard rooms to our mini and executive suites. At Holiday Inn Express, we're here to make your stay in the area a relaxing one. Start your day with a delicious breakfast, get a workout in our outdoor pool or fitness center, visit with friends on our patio, or tie up loose ends in our business center. Whatever your need, Holiday Inn Express of Middlesboro has you covered. Let us show you why we're a 3-time award winner with IHG. Holiday Inn Express, Middlesboro.
Riddle me this. With all this sizzling meat and crunchy veggies nestled between toasty flatbread, who should get credit for Papa John's new papadilla? The person who invented pizza or the person who invented folding? Well, whoever it is, a tip of the tongue hat to you, sir or madam. Get a new papadilla, 4 flavors, just $6 each. Better ingredients, better pizza, better than a sandwich. Papa John's.
Welcome back. Still going on here in set 2. LMU trying to even it up at 1 apiece, but Lindenwood with a 4-point cushion. Rail Splitters would have to run the table to do it. Set to the near post, tipped across. Risby keeps it alive. Solomon will set to the near side for Titus. That'll go to the back corner. The attack, that time by Negron, tipped across by the Rail Splitters. Good defensive effort by Lindenwood. Risby on the attack. And LMU not ready to go quite into that good night. (24-23), still at set point. Rail Splitters with side out. Scharfenaker to serve yet again. Across to the back row, set to the far post. Hit across, Solomon with a great dig. There's a joust at the net. And the block assist this time by Lindenwood's A.J. Lewis and Cal Wirths gives the Lions a 25-23 decision to take a commanding 2-0 lead in this match. We've got more volleyball action to come. We're going to take a visit with our sponsors, and when we come back, set 3 is upon us here in Harrogate, Tennessee. Back after this.
If you love concerts and live theater, going to baseball games, and eating in restaurants, inside, if you love parties and the small talk with the guy who makes you iced coffee the right way, then wear a mask and let's beat this virus so we can get back to the things we love. Mask up, America.
Whether traveling for business or pleasure, Sleep Inn and Suites of Middlesboro, Kentucky invites you to dream better here. Located at the foothills of the Cumberland Gap, Sleep Inn and Suites offers luxurious rooms equipped with microwave fridge combo, desk, ergonomic chair, wireless internet, and 32-inch flat-screen TV. While staying with us, visit our fitness center, wake up to our complimentary hot breakfast bar, or have a bedtime snack with our fresh-baked cookies. Sleep Inn and Suites, located off Highway 25E, Middlesboro. Whether it's for the big game or a good time, Pappy's is your celebration destination. Locally owned and operated, Pappy's has been serving the area for more than 35 years and has over 500 foreign and domestics to choose from, as well as other craft beers, growlers, kegs, champagne, and a wide selection of wines. Pappy's also carries many of your favorite and hard-to-get snacks, camping supplies, t-shirts, hoodies, koozies, and more. Pappy's even has storage units for rent and carries ethanol-free gasoline. Pappy's, open 7 days a week just off Highway 58 on Station Creek Road, Ewing.
Once again, Harrogate, Tennessee, Lindenwood University leading our Rail Splitters 2-0 here in this bout. Looking, we were talking about the road schedule a minute ago for the Rail Splitters. Now, despite that big road swing in which they have 5 consecutive matches, while they don't play at home at all in the month of February, they do have a strong home schedule in March. So you got Erskine, Emmanuel, King, Limestone, Queens, all at home in March. And then Alderson Broadus and Tusculum in April, along with the IVA tournament. So their only match on the road following that 5-match road swing would be against Lees McRae on April 3rd. All the rest of those are at home. It's just a matter of getting through this tough stretch and not getting discouraged, because, if you look at the competition that the Rail Splitters have played, it's not as though they're losing to poor teams. I mean, Ball State, come on, really. Lindenwood, they're undefeated. Some of the other contests that you've had, Lees McRae, they beat them, but Loyola Chicago, Lewis was ranked number 5 in the country. And there's a point by the Rail Splitters to open this set. And then you throw into that teams they've played in the past, like the University of Hawaii. Hawaii was just cleared to start playing, and they were number 1 in the country when LMU hosted them here in Harrogate 2 years ago. 2-0 start for the Rail Splitters as Scharfenaker and Carvalho combine for the block assist. Solomon laying out for the reception. I think what Scharfenaker, he was shaking his mask a minute ago. A.J. Lewis has not been playing with the mask up. He's had it down around his neck. They're playing with the neck gaiters, and I know that certain neck gaiters have been deemed ineffective when it comes to COVID-19. He's wearing it up over his nose now, but it's going to come down on him just about every time the play starts. Well, now they gave the point to Lindenwood. Carvalho off the block, handled nicely by the Lions. And net contact by the Rail Splitters, as that's going to be on Carvalho. So that'll even things up at 2-all. Back to serve, Diego Negron. Camposano handled, Rizvi set, and Carvalho puts it away. 1, 2, 3. That's the way you want it to happen. Atiya Solomon getting after his senior middle blocker up there, in that particular case, middle hitter, urging him to pick his team up. He's got to be that leader on the floor, and I'm talking about Carvalho. Nice adjustment by Jacob Titus to take a little bit of oomph off of that attack and throw the timing off of Lindenwood. 4-2 Rail Splitters. It has been a set of 2-point runs here by both teams. Camposano with a knuckleball serve. Set to the middle and just absolutely tattooed by Alex Pappas. He came streaking off that back row, punched it right down through the seam, and LMU couldn't do a thing with it. He'll earn serve with that effort right there as he steps back for side out. Pappas 6'7", long, lean body, elevates well. And a hitting error this time on Lincoln Memorial's Jacob Titus. Titus into the net. Ties it up again at 4. Not a great reception from Hubbard. Camposano unable to keep it alive, and I think Hubbard just took ownership of that one, said it had started with him. They've got to have a better reception than that to give the hitters a better opportunity off the set. Lions with a 1-point edge. Rail Splitters down 2-0 in this match. Short serve, Camposano handles. Set to the far post, Scharfenegger across the grain. Tight ball in the net, hit across. Back set for Scharfenegger into the block. LMU adjusting nicely. Carvalho trying to swat it to the back corner. And there's Hubbard for the dig back there, but the attack by LMU's Titus denied by the front row of Lindenwood. I'm pretty sure that Lewis got a piece of that one, but I didn't see who gave him help. Puts the Lions up by 2, 6-4 your score. Floating serve, Camposano handles. Set to the near post, the attack by Titus. And LMU will get one back off that effort. Rail Splitters have had a good following this year, both home and away. The only match they had at home had a tremendous crowd prior to this one. But John Cash talking before pregame about the road following that they had. I'm assuming visually, I don't know that those venues allowed any fans, but apparently a lot of people have been following the Rail Splitters. Good let by LMU that time to go out of play. 6-all your score. Pedro Carvalho on service line for Lincoln Memorial. Hits one nicely to the back row. That one not handled exceptionally well, but still hit across. And a block solo by Lindenwood's A.J. Lewis. Made it look easy as Titus denied the attack. Lewis is also going to earn serve. He's a 6'5" outside hitting sophomore from Shorewood, Illinois. (7-6), Lions by 1. Rizvi for Walker, swatted across and down. Solid attack, throwing LMU off by Phil Schwartz. That one getting up into the honeycomb, and that's hard to play when it comes off of that area up there on the ceiling. It is live, but it can take a bounce in any direction once it comes off one of those ceiling supports, and that's what the case was right there. Pushes the Lions out to a 2-point lead here in set 3. And the service error tightens it up a bit. A.J. Lewis trying to put a little too much oomph on it, and that'll put Justin Scharfenaker back to serve for Lincoln Memorial. Good dig by Solomon. And the attack put in play by Titus. Again, taking just enough off of it to where it threw the timing off of the front row defenders, off of the hands and over toward the back corner. Ties it up at 8-all. Scharfenaker to serve. To the back row, handled back there by Negron. The attack by Lewis off the back row, and LMU regains the edge here in set 3. Things started to turn around for Lincoln Memorial about the time that A.J. Rizvi came on the floor. He just gave the LMU a new look and a little bit of new energy. Scharfenaker. Swatted across by Schwartz. Rizvi falling over the body of Walker, and a hitting error on a quick attack by Connor Sheehan as he went for a setup ball that went across the net to an open opposite side of the floor, and I think he had volleyballs in his eyes. Timeout on the floor taken by the Lions. Coach Kostyev wanting to talk about it. We will as well. We'll be back right after this.
The day the world stopped was the day we found where to go. From now on, we're not going to leave anything on our plates because we've learned to savor the moments that were always there, and they never tasted this good.
Commercial Bank is your neighborhood bank. What makes us different from other banks? We understand that every customer has unique opportunities, challenges, and financial concerns. We don't expect you to fit into the same box as the next person or business. Whether it's purchasing a home, saving for your child's future, or planning for your next vacation, we're with you every step of the way to navigate life's big decisions. Commercial Bank, life made better.
Commercial Bank, one of our proud sponsors of Lincoln Memorial University Athletics. LMU on top 10-8 here in set 3, but they trail 2-0 overall. Justin Scharfenaker to serve. He has been the most effective back there today. Serve on its way. Set to the back row, the attack by Lewis. Rizvi will set to the near pin and put in by LMU's outside hitter, Jacob Titus. Starting to find his rhythm today. And the LMU lead goes to 3. Crowd trying to keep the train rolling here for Scharfenaker and the Rail Splitters. Down line opposite side. Set to the near pin. Lewis denied by Scharfenaker. Set to the near pin. And again, it is Lincoln Memorial's Jacob Titus switching it up, going down line near side of the floor. Rail Splitters have the Lions on their heels a bit. This is the LMU team we've been looking for throughout the entire match. Great serve by Scharfenaker. Tight ball, and Walker loses the joust despite the size advantage. And I'm not sure who that was, but I believe that it was Connor Sheehan. So a break of the point run by the Rail Splitters from the front line. 12-9 Lincoln Memorial. Poor reception that time by LMU's Ethan Hubbard. Tightens it up a little bit here in set 3. Lions feeling a sense of urgency now as we're midway through this set. Hubbard receives. Risby will set. And a beautiful downswing by Jacob Titus. He really elevated on that one and cut off the real estate and made an angle that was really tough for those frontline defenders to handle. Had a great look at that one from my vantage point. Here's Titus to serve. To the back row. Set to the far pin. And apparently net contact by Lincoln Memorial's Dawson Walker. The net was shaking. They're going to say he made contact with the net. He said he ran into the pole. But it will stay with Lindenwood. LMU's lead trimmed back to 2 again. 13-11. Side out with the Lions. Back to serve is Cal Worths. Short serve. Hubbard handled, set this time for the near post, and there to answer for the Rail Splitters is Cole Camposano. Not necessarily any misdirection right there. I think they were looking to go back to the well on Titus. At least that's what the defense was anticipating, and they went to Camposano on the near post. Walker hits it across. Great dig by Walker. Scharfenaker on the quick attack. Walker wears that one but keeps it alive. And hit out of play, far sideline on the attack by Diego Negron. 15-11, Rail Splitters push it back to 4. LMU with a little fight about them here. And the LMU crowd showing their appreciation. Walker, service error. And that's another area that really has helped the LMU cause. They had limited the service errors, I don't want to say in the last 2 sets, but significantly in set 2, and even more so here in set 3. That one breaks the run, though. Scharfenaker through the block and down inside the back line. I think if LMU can come away with a win here in set 3, you got a whole new ball game. I know that there's a lot of ground to make up. Lewis denied. Carvalho and Scharfenaker, and Lewis not talking as much smack out there now. He was very animated earlier when he was getting one of the many kills he's tallied today, but that was really before Pedro Carvalho got heavily involved in what's taking place now. Camposano on the attack. Set to the near post, and a vicious kill again by Negron. That one called in play, and the LMU bench animated that it was out, but nothing being called that way by the line judge or the down official. (17-13). Negron to serve. Good looking athlete. 6'5", redshirt junior. Risby will set it to the far side of the floor, hit across by Camposano. And there's Carvalho again with Scharfenaker as the attack by Negron falls short. Camposano to serve. 18-13, Rail Splitters. Set middle, poked across. Scharfenaker digs it out. Set by Risby. That one off the honeycomb, and there's that change of direction that I was talking about. Negron had the dig, but it was so high into the honeycomb that it hit the board and changed direction back toward the Lindenwood bench. That is a live portion of the facility, and a timeout now burned by the Lions as LMU has a 6-point lead here in set 3. More Rail Splitter volleyball right after this. 19-13, Rail Splitters by 6 here in set 3, trying to keep their hopes of possibly taking a victory and snapping a 5-match losing streak. And a lot of way to go here before they can say that they came away with a win today. Set to the far post, and there again is Carvalho and Scharfenaker. So things right now starting for the Rail Splitters from the defensive side of the net. And that has really allowed them to take a huge advantage on the Lions here in set 3. Camposano with a serve. Hit across, Carvalho digs it up. Risby will set for Carvalho, stretches out. The senior with the knowledge, taking a lot off of that one. Backing off the throttle, if you will. And adds to that already enormous LMU lead. Old Camposano to serve once more. And hits that one well off the end line. Substitution for the Lions. Logan Nash back in, also back in the lineup. Cal Worths. And Nash will have the serve.
Hey, they're supposed to go get it. They have to go get it on the hop.
21-14. John Cash having a word with the down official as you see Nash back ready to serve. Long pause back there on the line. Handled back there by Titus. Scharfenaker denied at the net. And the block assist for Cal Worths and Phil Schwartz. Lindenwood is so long up front that it's you know, they make it very difficult on you. Nothing the Rail Splitters haven't seen over the last several matches, though. 21-15 rather. Carvalho trying to poke it to the back corner. Carvalho there for the block assist, along with LMU's Jacob Titus. And now A.J. Lewis finding that he is having difficulties with that LMU front line as Coach Kostjev wants to get a substitution in the match. Rail Splitter lead back to 7. Rail Splitters closing in on a victory here in set 3. Set to the far post, hitting error by Schwartz. His dig, or reception if you will, way up near the ceiling, never made contact, but you get up there into those dark portions and sometimes it looks a little different when it comes down. Ball set that high, or at least hit that high off the reception. Hard to set maybe sometimes. Carvalho with a long serve, but taken by Lindenwood. And nice decision by Scharfenaker to let it go out of play, and we're at set point. LMU looking as though they're going to capture a win here in set 3. Pedro Carvalho trying to put it in the book. Carvalho's serve, handled back there on the back row. Ball trickles across off of a couple of dinks, and that's going to go to Lindenwood to close the gap a bit. This one ain't over yet, as they say. Lewis to the back row. And lack of communication between LMU's Jacob Titus and Cole Camposano. LMU lead still at 7. We are still at set point. Here's Lewis again. Off the back row, and that'll do it. 25-17, the Rail Splitters capture victory in set 3, and we go to a 4th set. LMU trailing 2-1 here in Harrogate, Tennessee. More LMU volleyball right after this.
Lincoln Memorial University is proud to announce new programs in physical therapy and occupational therapy. Launching in May of 2021, both of these programs lead to a fantastic career where you'll help others improve their lives every day. Located in our state-of-the-art facilities at LMU Knoxville, you'll learn from experienced educators in an interprofessional setting. These full-time programs provide you with a great path to a well-paid and in-demand career in healthcare. At LMU, we've designed programs that will take you from inspired to hired.
From good food to good music, Angelo's in the Gap has your recipe for a good time. Whether it's our signature cuisines, piping hot and fresh from the oven, or our cold selection of domestic beers and other adult beverages, Angelo's blends your taste buds with the finest local music around Wednesday through Saturday night. If you're looking to unwind or to begin pregame, catch Angelo's Happy Hour from 4 to 6 p.m. daily in the vault. Angelo's open 4 to 11 p.m. Monday through Thursday, 4 p.m. to midnight Friday, noon to midnight on Saturday, and noon to 9 p.m. Sunday. Angelo's in the Gap. At Holiday Inn, you know you're staying with the best in the business. That's why at Holiday Inn Express of Middlesboro, our goal is to meet your every need, from our standard rooms to our mini and executive suites. At Holiday Inn Express, we're here to make your stay in the area a relaxing one. Start your day with a delicious breakfast, get a workout in our outdoor pool or fitness center, visit with friends on our patio, or tie up loose ends in our business center. Whatever your need, Holiday Inn Express of Middlesboro has you covered. Let us show you why we're a 3-time award winner with IHG. Holiday Inn Express, Middlesboro.
Riddle me this, with all this sizzling meat and crunchy veggies nestled between toasty flatbread, who should get credit for Papa John's new papadilla? The person who invented pizza or the person who invented folding? Well, whoever it is, a tip of the tongue hat to you, sir or madam. Get a new papadilla, 4 flavors, just $6 each. Better ingredients, better pizza, better than a sandwich. Papa John's.
Welcome back to Harrogate, Tennessee. Rusty Peace here with you. And LMU now on the books with a victory here today as they capture a win in set 3 over the Lions, 25-17. Before that, they fell 25-15, 25-23. So, as I said, set 2, things started to turn around for Lincoln Memorial with A.J. Rizvi on the floor, and he has not been off there since, to my recollection. So now you've got a big, long LMU lineup out there. Walker, Carvalho, you got Scharfenegger, you got Titus, Solomon, the defensive specialist, and Rizvi. So I think John Cash has found the right combination for the day. Now the question is, can they keep this fire burning to capture a win here in set 4? You get this one in set 4, and this match has turned around entirely. I think the Rail Splitters at home, you got to give them the nod if that happens. This road trip that they just got back from, the late night, it takes its toll. The road will make you very weary. But, you know, you're talking about young men who are 18 to 22, 23 years old, and they can handle it better than most of us, if you remember back in those days. Here's Rizvi with the opening serve of set 4. Hit from the back row, Carvalho there to block, but that one never had a chance. Or did it? I guess it did. Must have hit that one straight down. Looked like it was on the other side of the net. Floating serve. Camposano receives. Set for Scharfenegger. Off the head of the defender, but played off the ceiling. Great effort by the Lions. And 4 hits called as well on Lindenwood. I think Coach Kostjeff questioning the 4 hits call. I don't know if the block got a piece of it with a hand, but it did bounce off the head. Then there was a dig, a set, and an attack. So if that's the case, then there was 4 hits. There's not going to be a reversal here by the official. I think what Coach Kostjeff is saying is that it hit the head, not the head and the hands. And so as such, Coach Kostev is saying there was one hit less there. I don't see this decision turning over, though. He knows that LMU has some momentum here, and he's going to do whatever he can to break that momentum. Matia Solomon leading the cheer column here, and the official on the podium, Josh Roberts, has now said, hey, he's ready to have serve. He's heard enough. I'm surprised that a card has not been issued yet. The call is not going to be overturned. Camposano to serve. And that one off the back row. They say the ball never lies. Well, if that's the case, then maybe Coach Kostev had the right call on that one. 2-1. This is Diego Negron for Lindenwood. Taken by Camposano. Set for Titus. And Lincoln Memorial with the point. Two all your score now. Pedro Carvalho to serve. Trips the tape, but did get it across. Carvalho with the dig after the attack by Pappas. And there is Scharfenaker to put it away. When you got Rizvi in there, when you got Carvalho in there, you're talking about a different experience level. You're talking about different skill levels in a lot of ways. And it has made such a difference. If you remember, Carvalho didn't play the opening set. LMU, as a result, lost 25-15. They didn't have that presence at the net. Diving serve by Carvalho, set to the far pin. That one hit into the LMU block, and it will go back to Lindenwood. Walker was there. I think it was also Titus. Pappas now back to serve for the Lions. Tied at 3. Scharfenaker across the grain. What it's done, in my opinion, and that's all it is, and I know nothing about it, but the addition of those other guys in the lineup has really opened things up for Scharfenaker, and he has started to capitalize as a result of that. We haven't seen a stat page yet, so he's going to have a pile of stats before the day's over, and there's Lewis with the ball off the pin that's going to result in an LMU point. Rail Splitters with most of the momentum right now. 5-3 Lincoln Memorial. Scharfenaker to serve. That one off the honeycomb, changes direction. Lewis on the attack to the back corner. Not a great reception, but handled. Hit across by Titus. Lewis with the dig. Set for Lewis, and he'll put it in. A.J. Lewis getting it done for Lindenwood to pull the Lions to within 1. He'll also earn side out with that serve. Vice versa. Here's Lewis on the service down line, taken by Titus. Lewis with the dig. Titus into the wall. And it looked like Rizvi tripped up on Dawson Walker over there. They got the legs intertwined, and that dig out of play. Unplayable by the Rail Splitters. Just like that, we're tied at 5. You know, Lindenwood didn't come in here at 2-0 by being a shoddy team. They're a very good team, and they're not going down without a fight. Walker hits into the block, got it a little bit early, never made it across the net, in my opinion. John Cash saying, I think he's saying that the set wasn't really where it needed to be. (6-5) as the Lions have broken the Rail Splitters for the lead. Serve to the back row. Risby will set near pin. Titus off the block and in play. Jacob Titus has seen a lot of work from the outside position today and has had a pretty good afternoon for the most part. Down line with the serve. Camposano with a joust that was knocked back across and out of play. Kind of a stalemate there at the net. 7-6 lines. This is Phil Schwartz. Reception by Titus, set to the near pin. Camposano tips it across. Set far side, that's Negron. Camposano back the other way. Karam's off of several Lindenwood players. Camposano trying to put it away, couldn't do it. Great attack by Schwartz, denied by LMU's Hubbard. And LMU will get the point off that attack. Rail Splitters showing that fire. 7-all here in Harrogate, Tennessee, a good old-fashioned barn burner. Dawson Walker to serve for Lincoln Memorial. Short serve, not a knuckleball, but close. And the dump attack this time by Connor Sheehan catches the entire defensive unit for LMU off guard. Side out back with the Lions. Cal Worths to serve for Lindenwood. Short serve and the service error. LMU will get it back now, and it's A.J. Risby trying to get something started here for Lincoln Memorial. They're looking to get on that roll. Set to the far pin. Negron denied by Carvalho, but out of play. I love the fire that both Negron and Carvalho play with. Short serve opposite side. Camposano on the attack, into the block and down. I don't know if they'll give him a solo, but I can tell you right now that Diego Negron got all of that. Gives the Lions a 2-point cushion here in set 4. It's do or die for the Rail Splitters. They've got to win this one to keep the match going. Serve off the fingers of Hubbard at a very critical time in the match. A receiving error, to say the least, and timeout taken by John Cash and the Rail Splitters. 11-8. Lindenwood leading LMU here in set 4. Back after this.
Whether traveling for business or pleasure, Sleep Inn and Suites of Middlesboro, Kentucky invites you to dream better here. Located at the foothills of the Cumberland Gap, Sleep Inn and Suites offers luxurious rooms equipped with microwave fridge combo, desk, ergonomic chair, wireless internet, and 32-inch flat-screen TV. While staying with us, visit our fitness center, wake up to our complimentary hot breakfast bar, or have a bedtime snack with our fresh-baked cookies. Sleep Inn and Suites, located off Highway 25E, Middlesboro. Whether it's for the big game or a good time, Pappy's is your celebration destination. Locally owned and operated, Pappy's has been serving the area for more than 35 years and has over 500 foreign and domestics to choose from, as well as other craft beers, growlers, kegs, champagne, and a wide selection of wines. Pappy's also carries many of your favorite and hard-to-get snacks, camping supplies, t-shirts, hoodies, koozies, and more. Pappy's even has storage units for rent and carries ethanol-free gasoline. Pappy's, open 7 days a week just off Highway 58 on Station Creek Road, Ewing.
Welcome back here to Harrogate. Rusty Peace here with you this afternoon for your call of Lincoln Memorial University Volleyball. We talked earlier about how opponents had found that it was a hard place to come in and play here in Mary E. Mars Gymnasium. In true fact, LMU's last loss here in Mary E. Mars was on January 30th, 2018. They lost that one 3-0 to King. Since that time, you saw the stat line on John Cash and the Rail Splitters here at home. Carvalho missing that one a little bit, yet missing it to the point where it actually worked in his advantage and pulls LMU to within 2. Cole Camposano with the serve now for Lincoln Memorial. Floating serve, handled nicely, and put away by Schwartz. A lot of attitude between these two teams. I'll tell you, they're going at each other strongly. Diego Negron to serve for the Lions. Serve off the far sideline and out of play. Will pull LMU again to within 2. I mean, errors are part of each match, but in this particular case, LMU limiting their errors and capitalizing on Lindenwood's have been what's got them back into it. 12-10, here's Carvalho to serve, and he gives that one right back. Focus, execution, fundamentals, all key in those controlling serve receive type things. Alex Pappas to serve. And it's just a game of errors. They're just trading points right now. Worked in LMU's favor and their advantage that time as it pulls the Rail Splitters to within 2. Justin Scharfenaker. Diving serve, played with every bit of real estate they had. That one hit to the back row. Set this time for Titus and blocked back in play. Lewis there along with Wirths. Good effort by the Lions because that was a charging attack and a well-hit ball. Pushes the Lion lead to 3. Lewis trying to add to that. Down line, out of play. If you're Coach Kostyev right now, a lot of the errors being committed by Lindenwood are happening at critical points in the set. And we've heard in the past, it drives coaches crazy. But it's just a momentum killer. Titus giving one back. John Cash looking down to the statistics. I think he already knew the answer to the question that he had because he turned away from it. He just can't believe that the Rail Splitters are committing as many as they are here today. And a service error by the Lions. So again, the two teams trade errors. 15-13, LMU down 2 here in set 4. Back in for the second time today for Lincoln Memorial, Matt Breidenball. Dawson Walker will come off the floor. Breidenball out of Brookville, Ohio, beg your pardon. Floater to the other side. Set up. Breidenball with a dig across to keep it alive. Lewis off the block, and that one will be a Lindenwood point. Carvalho was there. I think he was getting help from Camposano. I'm fairly sure that's who it was. 16-13. Lindenwood trying to hold off this Rail Splitter volleyball team. Titus takes. Camposano had to slow up on that one. They'll set for him again. This time it's in the wheelhouse. He almost overran the first ball. Stopped on a dime, kept it in play, and lived to fight another day. And then on his second opportunity, they put it right in the sweet spot. There's Negron, who has been quiet here for a bit and makes himself known once more to give his team a 3-point edge. Serve to the opposite side of the floor, not handled well by the Rail Splitters. And again, that's just communication as Hubbard and Camposano converged on the ball. Somebody's got to call it. And now a 4-point advantage. This is Sheehan going at Camposano. Set for Scharfenaker off the block. This time powers through Lewis and Pappas. And that'll give LMU side out as Camposano will do the honors. Don't forget, immediately following today's match, win or lose, we'll have the Powerade postgame show, and we'll be talking with John Cash, head coach of the Rail Splitters. That one blocked out of play off the attempt by Jacob Titus. And now it's 19-15. I think if you see the Lions reel off another point here, John Cash going to burn his timeout. Back to serve is Negron. And a receiving error this time by Lincoln Memorial's Ethan Hubbard. He's only a freshman, 6'4", out of Liberty Township, Ohio. Trial by fire for that young man, and Atia Solomon re-enters for the Rail Splitters. Lions trying to shut the door on the Rail Splitters with these last 5 points. Negron denied by Solomon. Back set for Scharfenaker off the block. Camposano to Rizvi to Scharfenaker, and he hits it off the near sideline. LMU team trying to coerce the officials into a touch there. I didn't see it personally from this side. John Cash adamant. And fact or not, the decision's not going to be overturned. 21-15. Negron, one of the best servers on the team, and that one hit before I even got the statement out of my mouth, so not the broadcaster's jinx in that particular instance, but had I said that before he made contact with the ball, I would have said that that was the broadcaster's jinx. Carvalho down line. Set near pin, Lewis on the attack, point, Lindenwood. And now the Lions are 3 points away from capturing a win here today in Harrogate, Tennessee, over a Rail Splitter volleyball team that has endured a very, very tough 6-game stretch, to say the least. Logan Nash in to serve now for the Lions. LMU awaiting the serve. Back set for Scharfenaker, and he'll get the point back. Again, the Rail Splitters deep in a hole. They'd almost have to play perfect to get back into this one. They're only down 5, and we have seen them reel off a lot more than that consecutively in some matches, not this year that I'm aware of. Scharfenaker to the back row with the serve. Good denial by Solomon. Camposano will hit it over to Titus. Set to the middle, swatted across and through by Wirths. And the Lions are now 2 points away. Timeout Lincoln Memorial, 23-17. Possibly the conclusion when we come back right after this.
The day the world stopped was the day we found where to go. From now on, we're not going to leave anything on our plates because we've learned to savor the moments that were always there, and they never tasted this good.
Commercial Bank is your neighborhood bank. What makes us different from other banks? We understand that every customer has unique opportunities, challenges, and financial concerns. We don't expect you to fit into the same box as the next person or business. Whether it's purchasing a home, saving for your child's future, or planning for your next vacation, we're with you every step of the way to navigate life's big decisions. Commercial Bank, life made better.
Women's basketball from earlier today. The Wingate Bulldogs defeat Lincoln Memorial's women 79-68 over in Wingate, North Carolina. And Josh Schertz and his team now in action over there now as they take on Brian Good and the Bulldogs. That's South Atlantic Conference play. at Wingate. And that's live at Cuddy Arena. Titus with the point off the attack from the near post. And he pulls the Rail Splitters to within 5. According to this, 7:08 to play at Wingate, North Carolina. LMU leading 92-64 over the Bulldogs. That's in men's play. Unsuccessful reception by Titus, and we are now at match point. 24-18, a valiant effort by the Rail Splitters that got away from them a little more than midway through this set. And now Phil Schwartz looks to put the icing on the cake with this serve. Across the grain, Titus receives, set to the near pin. Camposano can't get it across. And the Rail Splitters' effort to make a comeback falls short as they fall 25-18 in 4 sets here to Lindenwood University. We're going to take a timeout. The Powerade postgame show coming up next, brought to you by the Middlesboro Coca-Cola Bottling Company. Stay with us here on the LMU Sports Network.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us. That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu.
We don't have time for delays.
We don't have time for spills.
Next. We don't have time for setbacks. Let's be real.
Getting the flu shot
helps you fight the flu.
Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
If you love concerts and live theater, going to baseball games, and eating in restaurants, inside, if you love parties and the small talk with the guy who makes you iced coffee the right way, then wear a mask and let's beat this virus so we can get back to the things we love. Mask up, America.
Lincoln Memorial University is proud to announce new programs in physical therapy and occupational therapy. Launching in May of 2021, both of these programs lead to a fantastic career where you'll help others improve their lives every day. Located in our state-of-the-art facilities at LMU Knoxville, you'll learn from experienced educators in an interprofessional setting. These full-time programs provide you with a great path to a well-paid and in-demand career in healthcare. At LMU, we've designed programs that will take you from inspired to hired.
LMU falls here today in 4, 25-15, 25-23. They win at 25-17 and fall 25-18 to fall to 1-6 on the season. A 6-match losing streak now for the Rail Splitters, all to very, very, very tough opponents. And certainly John Cash and his team probably ready to get back out on the floor now, but some much-needed rest between now and their next match will be February 2nd against Tusculum over in Greenville, Tennessee. And rightly so. They have had an arduous journey to this point. Statistically speaking, Lindenwood hitting .255 today on let's see, 98 total attacks. They had a total of, well, I don't know. I'm trying to run these statistics down. My former color commentator was normally the one that did that. They moved. Lindenwood moves to 3-0 on the year, while LMU falls to 1-6. I do see that on the box score that needs to be corrected. LMU hitting .243 as they had a total of 21 attack errors, 47 total kills today, 107 total attacks. Only one set error today, 15 service errors. That did not help matters any. Total of 10 reception errors and 10 blocking errors for the Rail Splitters. Going back to Lindenwood, they finished with, as we said, 255, a total of 98 attacks, 45 total kills, had 20 attack errors, a total of 13 service errors, and 2 blocking errors. So LMU with only 2 blocking errors. I think I said 10 a minute ago. That was block assists. But nonetheless, a disappointing end result for the Rail Splitters, but one in which they did get the ball rolling a little bit. It just took them a little bit longer than John Cash would have liked. And that being said, LMU falls to 1-6 with the loss here today. We will be talking to John Cash here momentarily, and he is making his way over here to courtside now as the Powerade postgame show continues. Again, the Rail Splitters' next match will be on the road February 2nd in Greenville, Tennessee. And Coach Cash now joining me here at courtside. Coach, I know that it's been an extremely difficult stretch, not only from the competition level that you've played, but the amount of time in which you've played, the time of travel. You got back last night, 3 o'clock. I know you're the kind of guy who makes no excuses. This team took a little bit longer to get started today than we hoped they would, but it seemed like things turned around when A.J. Risby came out on the floor.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, the service errors that we had in the first part of the game, you can't give your first 2 sets away and have 20% of the points go to the other team because you didn't just put it in play. I mean, it was that was very disappointing. And you give a team momentum. They start to get their serve rolling. They start to get their game going, and here you are stuck in one gear, right? AJ definitely did give us some juice. He got us some consistency. When we started talking a little bit about where we needed to attack, he did a much better job of that, so that was solid. He got us in some good positions. We're playing a lot of young guys, and that's, again, to me, never an excuse of any sort, but we're learning on the fly. We've been shuffling some people around, kind of see what we're made of, and when you go up against this conference that we're playing against in the MVB, it's sound. And every team plays a different style. They're all different sizes, and they're all good. They're all good. So you have to come out with your A game every single thing. There's no weak sister that we're playing there. And we knew that. And because of COVID, we had to stack the schedule this way and do 2 back-to-back-to-backs in 2 weekends. And I told the guys, I apologized ahead of time. I said, but we're not giving up the opportunity to play these teams because these teams matter. This is where we want to be. And it's the only way to gauge if you're there or not is how you compete against those teams. And, we gave a gritty effort, but the effort wasn't where the result needed to be. So back to the grind, and we'll hit it up in practice.
Yeah, Loyola Chicago aside, Lewis, McKendree, Ball State, I mean, those were all road matches. You knew what you were getting into with those. You said before pregame started today when we were talking about Lindenwood, this was a great Lindenwood team. They came in at 2-0. They had some nice pieces, and they executed today, for the most part, enough to get it done. Yeah,
very aggressive serving team because they know that's the key to them being successful in their conference. You've got to get off the ground quick. They got some pretty explosive guys that play high, and they did a nice job of that. Hats off to Joe. Joe's a great guy, great coach. We have good times together, and he did a wonderful job with his crew prepping them. And, they played King last night and had some uncharacteristic errors and things like that in that match, and I thought today they did a pretty nice job cleaning that stuff up against us. There again, though, I thought we did a good job responding. We really are getting there. It's just kind of frustrating when we fall behind early against those teams because that's critical. You got to be out on top. And I know the guys are tired. I know they're looking forward to some sleep.
As are you, I'm sure.
Well, I was up at 7:30 this morning, so the sleep is not an option. You're a coach. You're a coach. It's what you do. So I was up watching film right away and checking into how this was all going to play out. The guys slept as long as they could and did what they could as far as get that rest. And again, Nothing hateful. That we did it. We did respond. We did wake up. We did our thing. But it is what it is at the end of the day. We've got to get the result there, and so all of these matches have given us opportunities to go when we play against a team of this style, what do we need to do better? We know what we could do against them because we saw the results on that, but what can we do better with those teams now? So when we get down here playing SAC and Conference Carolina teams, which is pretty much what we have left, we have a better idea of what we can do. With that being said, after we've just gone through this gauntlet of matches, things that I have seen out of this team, I better see every single day in practice and in the matches, because we're holding each other accountable and discipline's in place. We can't be making bonehead mistakes and not be able to contribute. We can't be late to stuff and have to deal with the consequence. That's silly to me. Those are things that we shouldn't have to deal with. I will not tolerate that, and the team knows this. So moving forward, no more of that. If we're going to beat these teams, we have to be more disciplined than them.
Yeah, the road stretch you've just endured, and I want to go back to this just briefly. We don't want to dwell on it, but coming back home for only the second time this year. First of all, let me say that I think it's the first time since 2018 that you've lost here at home.
Yeah.
But you would think, okay, we just endured a 5-match road stretch. Here's our first home match since I think the 16th.
Yep.
We got a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. Well, now you go on another 5-match road stretch, and while it's not Division I opponents, you look at teams like King.
Yeah.
I mean, they're always good.
Always.
Tusculum's up. You got Queens, Limestone, Emmanuel.
Yeah.
It's just a tough, arduous journey.
Yeah, I mean, and again, every one of those teams presents something different. King and our program have a little bit of a rival, and it's a fun one because Ryan's a great coach. He's got great guys. They'll be ready. We go to them right away. We're on the road the entire month of February. So that's very difficult when you're looking at your schedule and you're going, wow, we just played these matches on the road, and now we're on the road again for the whole month of February. Emmanuel's going to be playing faster. Queens and Limestone are both in the SAC in our IVA. Both present some different things. They're better. So, we have to be prepared for that. The nice thing about this month is it definitely prepared us for a whole lot of things that we could see, and maybe we will never see from some of these teams. It just depends on how the style of play is dictated. But nonetheless, for us, we revel getting on the road and going. We're not afraid to do that. The whole of March we're going to be home, so that's kind of the flip side of that. And even a nice little chunk in April we'll be home. So this is going to make us tougher one way or another. We're going to get better. I can promise you that. It's going to be one of those deals. And our depth, I think you're starting to see a little bit of that. We would like to see some people step up and be more consistent. So things are going the way we want them to go. But that's what competition breeds. Someone's breathing down your neck on the sideline, ready to come in and do their job. And it's been really nice seeing some of these guys. I mean, you look at Jacob Titus's numbers tonight. He's coming on. Here he is, an upperclassman at this point, and it's like, there you go. This is your time. You got to start producing now. You've had a couple years to get that freshness out of you. Now it's time to get out there on the floor and do it. And he's been doing it very well. And then you got a young guy like Cole getting out there. He hasn't seen a whole lot of playing time, but he doesn't shy away either. And in the veteran mix, right? Justin, of course, he's been putting up the numbers, and everybody knows he's going to be our guy putting up the numbers. So, yeah, our depth is definitely a strength. We're getting there. We're looking forward to this road trip, though, coming up.
And I thought with Justin in tonight's particular match, Coach, that once Rizvi came in, once Carvalho got going in the middle, once we saw Titus over here on this side and Camposano getting things going over there, it opened things up for Justin Scharfenaker to come up, and he really hit a stretch over there where he was just almost unstoppable.
Absolutely, right? So it's all about matchups, and we knew that, Connor, their setter at Lindenwood, he's very good. He runs a great offense, but he's also a shorter block, so we had to expose that. And when you're doing that and you run it and you run it and you run it, and then you flip it, now you've got the middle cheating a step. Now it's a one-on-one opportunity for Justin, and Justin has to finish those plays. And he's been really good at it. Again, more reps, the better he gets with it all the way through. He's definitely a go-to for our program, and everybody we play knows that. But he's got a hammer, and you got to good luck stopping that. It's not as easy as people might think it is, and that's why he puts up the numbers he does. And AJ did a really good job making sure he was getting the ball at the right time later in the match. So we'll keep working on that stuff, keep talking about the IQ of the game, recognizing what's going on the other side in the matchup that gives us. Because fundamentals being what they are, that is what it is. Fundamentals get stressed by what somebody else can do to your strengths or weaknesses, right? The flip side to that is the conceptual piece. What am I going to do if this, then this? And so we're getting better at that. We still have a long way to go, though.
You talked about next week's match with Tusculum. Are there any adjustments that this team will make specifically before that match, things that they've got to improve upon? Obviously, you've touched on some of those, but specifically for Tusculum.
Our service game, it's a little disappointing at this point that we've missed so many serves, and they haven't even been aggressive serves. They've just been lollipops. I don't even know what to call them. And you hit one in the middle of the net, and it's a poof. And then you hit one out by 10 feet, and it's a poof, and it's like we're not even giving ourselves a chance. That's disappointing. I hate to see that because in this game it's all about momentum. And the way you get momentum is by putting the pressure on the other team, and I think you really saw that in that third set. We really put the heat on them. We just went for it. We really went for it. We talked about our steps that we walked through, our progression before we serve, and all those things. And then that helped us get them out of system, which put our defense in a good place where we could do some things. Even into the fourth set, that was pretty prevalent, but it kind of tailed off at the end of that set. So, staying on the gas pedal is wildly important. We have to do the right thing that way. Service game was definitely part of it. Ball control kind of slipped up on us a little bit today too. Some of that was service pressure. Some of that's competition. We've had 3 different liberos this year, 4 actually, going through the grind and getting someone to just step up and say, okay, this is my job. I'm going to take it. But that's part of the competition, right? And us holding them accountable. We're not just going to put you on the floor because. You got to earn it.
Well, Coach, second home match of the year, not the end result you wanted. Now it's back to the road for 5 matches. Strange times we live in here. We're doing post games with COVID masks on. We're playing with COVID masks. We're playing unbelievable stretches here of home and away. And, it's going to be a long time before we see you again here in Mary Mars on March 4th.
Yeah, but we're playing.
That's the alternative right there. Yeah,
we're playing. And, like I told the guys before we played our first match in the locker room before we came out for the national anthem and everything, I said, congratulations, you made it to this point.
That's right.
And that's as big a deal as anything else. We have the opportunity to participate and do. And now take advantage of that opportunity. You never know what could happen next. I mean, the world's been crazy this year.
It has.
And I don't want these guys to miss out on every opportunity to be better. Not just better on the court, better off the court, better people representing their families, their team, their university, the whole 9 yards. I want them to be great at everything they do, and never lose track of the fact you almost lost a whole lot of that.
Yep. Coach, want to welcome you back to Harrogate. I know it's been a long stretch, but I know you're looking forward to getting back out on the floor against Tusculum. I think that's Tuesday night.
Yes.
Pioneers and Rail Splitters with a 7 o'clock first serve over in Greenville, and you can log into the LMU Athletics website. I'm sure we'll have a stream provided by the Pioneer Sports Network over there. Best of luck in that one, Coach.
Thank you. Go Splitters.
All right, again, LMU falls here today in 4. Your final set scores in this one. They lose the opening set 25-15. They lose second set 25-23. They win set 3 25-17. And they fall in the fourth set 25-18. Again, your crew for today. Your director has been Adam Haley with assistance from Caitlin Chadwell, Jessica Jackson, Julia Valls, and Kyle Naby on cameras. And I'm Rusty Peace for everybody behind the scenes of Lincoln Memorial University Volleyball. Thanks for watching. We look forward to seeing you again right here on the LMU Sports Network March 4th when the Rail Splitters return home to the Mary E. Mars. Until then, have a great weekend, everybody.